famous around the world, please welcome the Fantastic Four.
Damn, they actually pulled it off. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this. This is, without question, the most genuinely Fantastic Four movie we've ever gotten. It finally feels like the Fantastic Four, not just in name, not just in visuals, but in soul. From the very first frame, it just feels right. Gone are the desperate attempts to modernize the first family of Marvel into something they are not. What we have instead is them, the actual Fantastic Four. The heart, the dynamics, the personalities, everything. Reed Richards isn't just a stretchy man with a big brain. He's the heart of the team, carrying the weight of responsibility and the relentless ticking clock of his own intellect. Sue Storm isn't just sidelined or tokenized. She's a powerhouse, emotionally and intellectually. And I just loved Kirby's performance. Every member of the Fantastic Four was so well casted. Whatever my doubts were before the movie, they were gone the moment I saw most Backrack's the Thin, bringing not only the gravitas and brute strength we expect, but also a tenderness and loyalty that makes every scene with him land harder than his fists. And Joseph Quinn's Johnny Storms, finally, more than comic relief or bad boy bravado, he's the spark that holds the whole family together when things fall apart. The chemistry between the cast is unreal. You believe deeply that these four people love each other, especially when they're bickering with each other. And that's the magic of it. They feel like family. Now, let's address the MacGuffin in the room. Yes, Franklin Richards is in the movie, and yes, he's the center of the whole plot. If you've read even one Fantastic Four comic book featuring Franklin, you knew that was coming. And before you go off, yes, there are issues with that whole thing with how Galactus gets reduced to Willy Wonka in search of who will inherit the whole chocolate factory then. But this worked for me. Franklin Richards is not just a prop or a gimmick, he's the emotional center. The reason these four people are willing to stand between a literal cosmic god and the end of everything. The stakes feel real, and not just because Galactus wants the baby, but because the baby is an extension of everything the Fantastic Four fight for: hope, legacy, and love. Now, let's talk about the tone. There's something uniquely haunting about this movie. Not in a horror way, but in a cosmic dread kind of way. Despite my petty issues with Galactus' quest, I will admit that the amount of aura the guy oozes will give you goosebumps. He looms not just as a villain, but as a force of nature, a storm you cannot stop, a tide that's already rising. From the moment the plot kicks in, you get this heavy feeling in your gut. They might not win this one. And a big part of that comes from the clever way these movies tie into the rest of the MCU. If you've seen Thunderbolts, you know what I'm talking about. That post-credit scene with the Fantastic Four ship, the Excelsior, entering Earth's 616 atmosphere, that sets the entire tone for the movie. Because now we're watching not to see if they lose, but how badly they lose. Every action, every close call, every time someone says you need to run, it lands with more weight, especially when the Silver Surfer tells them flat out, take the baby and run, leave everything behind, save yourself. That's when the dread really settles in, because now you're thinking, this isn't a bluff, this isn't just some Marvel teaser bait, they're really going to lose. And we've already seen the ship, we know how this ends. Except we don't. And that's where Matt Shackman shows what he's made of. I won't go deeper into that because I genuinely want people to watch this movie, so I'll spare you the spoilers. If you're a comic book nerd, you might walk in with a sense of where this is headed. Galactus wants Franklin, the Fantastic Four aren't going to let him have him, they're going to throw everything they have at him. I mean, the trailers have spoiled all of that. But while the movie plays with those familiar story beats, it carries them in ways that surprise you. You think you know the structure, And then the floor shifts. The emotional arcs twist when you least expect it. The dialogue dances between hope and despair, duty and fear. Admittedly, the pacing does limp a little towards the middle, but still, every scene builds. Shackman respects the source material. He knows what makes these characters iconic, but also understands what makes them human. And that balance is what lets this movie soar. At the heart of it, this movie is this family, this bond, this willingness to put each other before everything else. This is what the Fantastic Four has always been about. It's not about the powers, it's not about the gadgets or the science or the spectacle. It's about this. What it means to love so deeply that you're willing to break, to burn, to risk it all. It's about staying together even when everything around you is falling apart. And without spoiling it, let me just warn you that this movie will hurt you. It will hurt you in the best way. Make me tear up. And if you got a soul, you will too. This film reaches out, grabs your heart, and says, "Here, feel this." And you do, you will. So let me say this loud and clear. This movie gets it. It understands what makes the Fantastic Four special. It captures their essence, their heart, their humor, their pain. It is not the perfect superhero movie, but it's damn close. It's a love letter to one of the greatest themes in comic book history. It's a film made with care, with purpose. In a world where we've been born too many times by mediocrity, by half-baked scripts, by soulless CGI slop, this movie stands as proof that when done right, comic book movies can still mean something. Go see it. Take a friend, take your mom, because this isn't just a Fantastic Four movie. It's the Fantastic Four movie. But hey, now, before I go, I got a quick PSA. Yes, this is a Marvel movie. Yes, there are end credits. And yes, of course, you should stay for the mid-credit scene at the very least. It matters, it connects, it builds towards the future, it's essential. But that post-credit scene, the one at the very end, it's nothing. Not bad, it's just nothing. A thanks for staying pat on the back. If you're curious, sure, stay. But if you're someone like me who's been holding your pee for the last 40 minutes of the film because the souvenir cup you bought holds too much icy and you have no self-control, you have my blessing, just go. You won't miss a thing, pun intended. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that YouTube stuff. And if you've seen the movie, let me know in the comments what moment hit you hardest. And hey, catch you next time. This was supposed to be a short, but you saw how that went.
Thank you, Fantastic Four. Thank you.
Thank you, Fantastic Four!